it'll be interesting to see how he addresses the situation when he finally does speak to the media in regards to what happened this morning and how he wants to he'll have a chance to frame the narrative a little bit.
This is such a shocking story. Diana Rossini, you know her for football coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
She says, not sure what's crazier, the world's number one golfer, Scottie Scheffler, asking Jeff Darlington for help as he's being detained, or the officer asking Darlington, who is that we just arrested? A bizarre scene from earlier this morning.
It really is. And the bizarreness of it, and the fact that we're just getting trickles of information. And this all happened so quickly in the span of at 6 a.m. when we went on air, we had a whole show planned.
Yep.
And has pushed almost everything off. We had talked about Frank Ragnow, and he's not contemplating retirement. We talked about Scott Harris, my challenge to him, and Javi Baez and AJ Hinch. And then this happened. We got news right after the 7 a.m. update, and pivoted obviously to discuss what's going on in the sports world, what's going on in our world right now. And he was arrested, Scottie Scheffler. He was booked. Charges were filed. He had a mugshot, and then is now currently at 9:20 on his way back to Valhalla to play his round of golf today.
He's probably already there. The Scheffler tweet was like 20 minutes ago. I don't know how far from the jail.
Wonder if he'll get in.
And now he's going to golf.
Is there a police escort? I mean, it
is.
I mean, so I obviously I've been on buses before, going to games where there's a police escort, and is that something that is happening to get him there on time? Because we don't know if the black eye belongs on Scottie Scheffler, belongs on the police department, belongs on the PGA. I mean, there's enough to go around.
Well, the misunderstanding was the first word used. It was a word used in the first tweet from Jeff Darlington, who again was a reporter on the scene. Misunderstanding. So on some level, there is blame to go around.
Sure.
Now, how it sticks?
Well, that's why, I mean, obviously the Louisville Police Department will be able to make a statement and handle it from their perspectives. There's going to be a microphone, a number of them, put in front of Scottie Scheffler. He'll be able to make his statement in regards to what happened, how it was handled, and any sort of, whether there's an apology or blame, it's all TBD.
Scottie Scheffler was charged with second-degree assault of a police officer, third-degree criminal mischief, reckless driving, disregarding traffic signals from an officer directing traffic.
Yeah, and I did miss, obviously, the key step, because our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the individual that was killed this morning.
Yes.
Somebody lost their life, which is how this all started. And I apologize, I left that detail out. That happened before, it sounds like before any of the golfers were even on their way or were approaching Valhalla for the PGA event.
This is Take a Texter. Scheffler charged with a felony, spends a few minutes in jail, and then goes and plays golf. WTF, 2 sets of rules in this country. It's a travesty, signed Andy in Northville. Well, I don't know what they're supposed to, like, should they detain him in jail all day, or is he free to walk and deal with this?
Yeah, what's the normal course of,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what is the busiest time at a police department. I got to imagine maybe 6:30 in the morning is not a high traffic time in the police department, and maybe they're able to process him quicker.
This is clearly high profile. And we can act ignorant that doesn't matter, but it does.
It clearly does.
It clearly does. Did Scottie Scheffler say, do you know who I am to the cops? Yeah, like there's so...
Yeah.
You say it as a joke. We actually don't know. I mean, that's going to be some of what comes out here. As we understand it, the moment where this took place, Scottie Scheffler was trying to go golf at the PGA Championship. He was driving in to an area that was under some level of blockade or restriction because of the death of the pedestrian who was hit by a bus.
So TSN on Twitter at TSN_sports has a video that was posted at 9:13 a.m. So just about 11 minutes ago of Scottie Scheffler arriving, getting out of an SUV and entering the clubhouse. So he's on site. It just, I mean, the how rapidly this is all developed this morning is amazing.
And I know all show long we've been trying to put pieces together and offer opinion when we can and defer to what we don't know. And at times I've been called a jock sniffer and you've been called a bootlicker. And, I pointed out, was this excessive force by the police officer? Was Scheffler, acting like an arrogant you-know-what and had it coming? We don't actually know what words were exchanged and why this escalated as much as it did, because it shouldn't have, right? What should have happened is he was trying to get somewhere that he was supposed to be, that he had been told, even with the blockade, was allowed to be. That was not communicated to police. They did not know of that. They were doing their job to secure the scene. What should have happened is you roll down the window and go, "Hi, I'm in this PGA-marked vehicle. I am one of the PGA golfers. I don't even need to drop my name, but if you need to see the ID, here's my credential, here's my pass, here's my driver's license. I am who I say I am. I need to be here. If you don't think I'm allowed to be here, please radio your supervisor. Let's get this sorted out."
Yeah.
That was not the mindset that they had when they talked, because that's not how it went.
Right. And if this is not how I can get in, please tell me how.
Direct me where I need to go.
Direct me to the entrance where I can get in.
So what it sounds like is, this is where it's tough. I don't know what happened. Because is there a scenario where Scottie was abrupt, was a jerk, didn't want to engage, drove off? That's kind of what it sounds like, right? But
did he even know at the time? Obviously, he probably saw the police lights and had an interaction with the police officer. We don't know if he understood it was a police officer or a security guard, but it was a person of authority. Sounds like they told him not to go, but we don't even know if Scottie Scheffler knew what the incident was that had occurred that caused this scene.
Well, Scottie might have said, "Hey, act like you're supposed to be there. I know where I'm supposed to be. I know I'm in the right. I'm going to go." The police officer grabs the car while it's driving.
Yeah, it was attached to the vehicle.
Attached to the vehicle is the vernacular, the words we've used. Is upset that he is being dragged by a vehicle, and we don't know how fast the car was going. I think I saw one report that it said slow, but that's subjective. The idea is he's probably heated because he just got taken for a joyride on the side of this car, and he may have said, "All right, dude, out of the car. Out of the car. I'm pushing you up against the car. Handcuffs are going on. Let's." He gets into that adrenaline mentality, and you got to be careful because.
Yeah,
did it warrant that? Is the only question I would ask.
Yeah, was that the crime scene? Were they trying to secure the scene that he was going to disturb if he drove through it?
Right. And this is a Louisville Police Department matter that they are going to answer for, as well as Scottie. Like, I'm imagining we're going to hear from both sides of this later on today. Right, like a statement from Scottie and a statement from them. From
the police department, from the PGA, from Scottie Scheffler, because there's going to be statements made.
And I would point out, Louisville is the police department that had the Breonna Taylor incident. So they need to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to how they handle incidents. So I'm sure they will be very careful in what they say. I'm not saying it's the same cop,
one
but it is
not like the other.
But this is the same police department.
You're not making the comparison.
I'm not saying it's the same incident or the same officer even. I'm just saying that them as an institution in Louisville, as a PD, as a police department, they are going to want to make sure that they have their story straight on this and that they know that if the cop acted correctly, they defend him. And if he didn't, they say, "Hey, our guy got heated too."
Is there a possibility to make a joint statement?
Maybe.
Scottie along with the Louisville Police Department.
248-539-9797. This one says, Mozzie Smith treated better in Ann Arbor than Scottie is at the PGA Championship. We got a lot of Mozzie Smith on the ticket text this morning. Tom's bringing in more ticket text. This one says, those hillbilly cops couldn't care less if it was Scheffler, if he said he was Santa Claus. Sorry, pal, you're not getting through. I don't want to call them hillbilly cops.
No.
This one says, better check. We're getting a lot of this, too. Better check the cops' bets. Attempts at humor.
Yeah.
Trying to keep him out of the tournament. Athletes are privileged. If you're shocked by that, welcome to the real world. Signed, Matt.
Yeah, not everybody is treated the same. I don't think that's not breaking news.
No, but that has been a pushback today, is like he was entitled. He was acting like he deserved to be there.
Again, that's speculation. We don't know if that's what caused this situation with Scottie Scheffler and the police officer separate from the incident that occurred, why this even happened.
Guys, it was a chaotic moment. Reason is thrown out the window. It happens so fast on the ticket text. I do think that's what really lit the match here is that there was clearly some chaos going on this morning
sure.
with, as you said, and we shouldn't lose sight of it, the fact that, well, is it a crime scene or...
Well, that's how it'll be identified until they
someone died.
Determine what happened.
Right, and they needed to figure out exactly.
Yeah, scene of the incident.
But doesn't it seem like, and again, minutes, we have hours now, doesn't it seem pretty obvious like the person was hit by a bus? It's tragic, it's incredibly sad, but it kind of feels like 1 + 1 = 2. We know what happened, it's tragic. Let's, obviously make sure that we handle that, but it doesn't feel like there's like an ongoing investigation at that point, right? There's not like a connection that anybody could draw to Scottie even in that moment.
2 separate investigations, one into the incident where somebody lost their life and one into the incident where Scottie Scheffler had a run-in with the police officer and what happens resulting from that. There's 2 separate incidents.